What's up, everybody? It's your boy Smack, and today we got another SL job. So let's get into it. What I'm doing today is this. I'm going to perform an engine oil flush and also tackle some ticking I have, which could either be the lifters or it could be the camshaft adjusters. If it's the adjusters, because there's a plate in there that gets pitted, I'll change those at a different date, but I'm hoping that it can be this. And probably when that time comes, I'm just going to replace it all. But we're going to see if we can quiet down the ticking. How I'm going to do it is this. When I first deal with the car, I'm going to add hydraulic lifter additive into the engine oil. Hopefully this will calm down the ticking noise. It could be an extra step I'm doing, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. The main thing of this is I'm going to do an engine flush. So what I'm going to do is add this into the 540 oil that's in here, which I'm going to ultimately get rid of to replace with 040. The difference between 040 is basically the weather conditions. So when it's a cold start, I'm told that normally 040 is used for cars up north because it's colder. 540 should work when you're in warmer climates, but at the same point, because I'm running a 156 or AMG engine, I'm told that it's better to run 040 oil because higher performance or something. I'm not a scientist, this is what I'm told. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. So I'm going to add the engine oil flush, let it run for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna drain with my extractor the 540 oil. I'm going to put in a batch of 040, these two bottles, let that run through, do its thing to get the residuals that came after me first pulling the engine oil out. And then I'm going to drain that. And then I'm going to add the last batch of 040, these two. So then I can add the Ceratec in there on top of that to help with friction and all that in my engine. So let's get started. When doing the engine oil change, I highly recommend you go on Amazon and get you one of these oil metric filter cap kits. Comes with different sizes. That way you can tackle multiple cars. Maybe you want to start a side business and make a little money. I don't know. Or you can just go to the dealership and have them do it. Anyway, I got me a 1/16. Let's see. Bam, it fits. So I'm gonna ratchet that thing off real quick. So then I can add the engine oil additive. There we go. Make sure, flip this around and bam, bam, bam. So that's loose. Take that off. And look at that. They say you want to look in here just to make sure if you can see you got any extra BS going on in there. I don't see anything, but I can barely see anything. Just want to throw that little jazz in there. And next we're going to add this. Now I got the cap off. It has like a little protective lid in there too. This stuff is kind of thick, which again, hopefully it helps. And yeah, so get your little oil filter. Just be careful because it hangs to the side. There's no like perfect fitting one, but get that. Make sure it's in, and then look at that. Just start adding it in there. This will take a little bit, but once you get it in there, just let it sit for a second. Yeah, just let it sit. Then once it's sitting in there, and when you feel like you got everything out, then you just take it off, and then we're gonna start the engine. Another thing, man, I was driving and my damn jack cap came off. Do you know Mercedes is charging $150 for this? That is crazy. So I'm going on eBay and get a used one. I actually saw a set for $100, still crazy, but they're gray ones that kind of match this. I thought maybe they'll give it a little bit of pop, you know what I'm saying? What y'all think? All right, I think we're done there. We got as much as we could out on the residual drops, so we'll take this and we'll trash it. Now, next thing is, let's get this cap back on here. All right, let's see if we make sure it's sitting right, which it is. Take this and ratchet it back on. All right, back on there. Now, let's start it up and let it run for a little bit. AMG. Again, my car's high mileage. It's okay. Let's hope nothing else goes crazy. All right, so we're gonna let this run for a little bit so it can get the temperature for the oil. It's a little loud. Now I could be tripping, but I hear ticking. That could just be how the engine sounds. I don't know, but we're just gonna go through the precautions and do stuff anyway because the car is again gonna hit 100,000. I'd rather just go through the motions and fix everything like it's brand new to me, and then we'll go from there. So as far as ticking noises, I don't really hear it like I used to before. It's like very low. So the lifter stuff might have actually worked. I saw one YouTuber, he said something about science stuff, Skirt Garage, I believe, and he pushed his engine, he drove it, he really pushed it just to hopefully help get any deposits out that could be stuck in there, what the lifter stuff might do, I don't know. So I'm gonna try that a little bit, then come back and do the change. So let's go. Just got done doing a little drive around the streets to try to open it up a little bit. And now we're gonna get into the engine flush. And again, high mileage car. So a lot of stuff is getting fixed on this car. Fuel injectors, spark plugs, head bolts if I got to, but I have the 2011, so the head bolts should have already been updated, but I'm gonna check those too eventually. And just overall updates to the car, given that it's about to hit 100,000. To do an engine oil change or flush, first thing you wanna do is check the level. For the SL65 and the SL600, I believe they have a digital readout on the dash where you can see the engine oil level. Everyone else, including myself with a 63, we have to check it on the dipstick. There's 2 tabs. Once you pull it out, the oil needs to be within that range, preferably at near the top tab rather than the lower. I rather change all the oil out than add new to old. Just swap it all out. Get your oil extractor. It's the new wave. It's 2025. You can go under the car and do the lug nut thing and take it all off. But this is what a lot of shops are doing now. They're just using the extractor, putting the tube all the way down and then draining it out. Just make sure you put the tube all the way down to the bottom so you can drain it out and get all the old oil out and put the new stuff in. So yeah, just want to say that. And for those to see, if I can focus, those are the 2 tabs. You want the oil in between those tabs. And you take it out, you wipe it off, you put it back in, you pull it out, smooth like, so then you can see where the oil is at. It's hard to do with 2 hands, but you get the drift. Let's check it. Your oil should be within those 2 tabs. If it's not, then you're low. If it's at the bottom, you're a little low. This one here is the top. When you look at it, top. If it's over that, then you got too much. But if it's in between there, you're good. Also, one more thing before I start taking that apart. When doing the oil, do it slow, putting it back in. Push it all the way down. Give it about 10-15 seconds. Then pull it out slowly because there's oil that's inside the tube near the bottom. And sometimes people will get false readings when looking at that because the oil rubbed off. So that's why you take it out, wipe it, put it back in, take it out, look where it's at, wipe it, do it a 3rd time just to make sure you're getting the reading right. And then that should tell you where your engine oil level is at. First step of the engine flush process with Liquid Moly Proline engine flush. Take off your oil cap. Even on the directions, run it on idle for 10 to 15 minutes depending on the degrees of contamination. We don't know, so just run it for 15 minutes. Find you something to do, so take it. There we go. Let it run out. Now this is super liquidy, so pretty much all of it's done. If you have like thicker concentrated stuff, then let it sit for a little bit, but that's pretty much it. And then when you're done, oop crap, toss it in the trash and sorry. Yep, once you're done, go ahead and cover it back up, which we will do with this. Get your tool just to make sure it's latched down, but that should be good, I believe. And then, sorry guys, I'm tripping. Oh yeah, put your cap back on and start the engine and let it run idle. You don't need to press the gas or nothing for 15 minutes. Then once that's done, we will start the process of draining. All right, we've been running for 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and turn this thing off and let's get to changing oil. First things first, we're gonna take off the engine oil cap. We're gonna take off the oil filter housing, and I got my little drip pan over there. And then we're gonna take out the dipstick and put the extractor in. Don't forget to put a like shop napkin or whatever you wanna call it, paper towels, honestly. Don't forget to put that in there so then you can keep your area clean as much as you can. Also, if you have an electric ratchet, which I do, I just didn't feel like getting it, use that to speed up the process so you're not sitting here doing this 50 million times. Whoa, now it's loose. Drop that thing there. Take this, be a little careful. And again, this is pretty much a brand new filter I just put on here, but that was hot. There we go, put that there. So I could still use that, but I got a new filter over there and I'm going to just change them out. Make sure you're checking your housing, see if there's anything, any crazy debris that's in there. I don't see no clouding, so now we're gonna put that in there. I recommend using gloves when doing the oil change stuff, but I didn't feel like putting them on. But you just get this and push it. It may be a little tough, just keep pushing it until you get to a point right there where there's like resistance. Once you get there, that's when you know you're at the bottom. You're gonna come here, pull this bad boy up, couple pumps, and then look at that. There it goes. And look, we got oil. And you don't have to keep pumping it. I'm just doing it just because. But once you do it, the oil's gonna start flowing. And once it starts dying down, just start pumping it some more. If you keep track of how much oil you have, then you'll know how much you fill up. This goes up to, and I got it off Amazon, this goes up to 9 quarts, I believe. It has numbers somewhere on here, if I can find them. Oh, right here. So 9.5 liters is the fill, but my car takes 8.5 liters, I think, again. So it should come up here or a little bit like halfway. And then I can take that to AutoZone, dump it out, and then redo it. And look, it stopped, right? So let's pump it up some more. Oh, actually, another thing. Turn this. That was a release valve. I had it off. So now it's flowing as it should. And look at that, filling up. And then once it stops, you can come back, redo it, and it'll get you to where you need to go. Again, the whole point of this, oh, let me pump because it stopped. We're going to put in the new oil, which is then going to rush through the system to get out any of the last contaminants. Once we get those contaminants out, then we're going to drain that and then replace it with the final step oil, which will remain in the car. All that 10,000, 15,000 crap, get that out your head, please. Just change your oil every 3 to 5,000 miles. Just do it. It's not going to kill you. What comes with having a car. Change your oil every 5,000 miles. Keep this thing running smooth, okay, guys? Now, I'm sitting at about 9 liters of oil. So I was already at 0.5 over the limit that the manufacturer's book says. But say you're full and you still want to make sure to get the rest. Get you one of these. You can just unscrew this, and then you can eventually pop this off. Once you pop this off, just tilt it with your nozzle on top right there, drain it in there, this fills up 10, and then pump the rest out. Then take both of these to AutoZone or your local shop, wherever you dump oil. Now I'm draining this thing out, boy. That sounded weird, but anyway, I'm getting it all. And remember, I was sitting at 9. This is pretty much about, I'm at 1 liter. So I had 10 liters of oil in here because, guys, forget about the oil cooler that's here. And there's residual oil all throughout. So this is why you get one of these and just pump out as much as you can. Just keep going. See how it's kind of light now? It's only getting a little bit, but it's coming out. So looks like overall, I had about 11 liters, almost 11 liters of oil. Recommender says 8. So I was 3 liters over the amount of oil that should have been. Is it going to kill you to be over? Not necessarily, but you don't want to just have too much because of the whole aeration and how things spin in there, all that science. So try to keep it at manufacturer's level. If anything, have it half a liter over. That'll keep you in the good area. First round of oil has been dropped off. Now I'm going to put the oil filter housing back on, and I'm gonna fill it up with this first cleaning round of oil to cycle through here for a good 15-20 minutes. Then I'm gonna extract that, do the second drop off, then fill it back up, and then we should be done. If you're asking, well, why did you take that off in the first place to extract it? Well, you want to have enough air suction to come through there. If it's closed, then it's a closed off system, makes it harder for that. So you open both of these so then the air can flow and then it can come out. That's why, in case anybody asks. Also, as I said earlier, I'm running 0W40 compared to 5W40. Talked to a bunch of little dealerships and Mercedes techs and all that, and they basically say AMGs run better on 0W40 compared to 5W40. I don't make the rules. I don't know. 5W40 can work, but because high performance or whatever, they say run 0W40, so that's what I'm running. Engine oil has been placed in. We're going to run it, and then again, once we're done, we'll drain this last batch, which is the cleaner batch, and then we'll put in the last final 2, and we are done with our engine flush. Got the second flush going down, and we're almost finished, peeps. Yeah, it's going down. Added the first new 4 liters of oil. I'm gonna add the Ceratec, which they say shake it up really good. And then after that, I'm gonna add the secondary, run the engine for a little bit, and then we're done with the engine oil flush on the SL63, guys. Thanks for watching.